Welcome back to Screaming into the Ether, episode 2. We are your hosts. I am Chris. With me today is Justin.
Hey, what's up?
And we should be having our other host, Eric, on at some point. We're not sure quite when. He seems to be having
Some amount of trouble.
Trouble on his end, but
It's probably bitches trouble.
so you have that to look forward to, him just popping up. And
Oh yeah, look forward to it. It's gonna be zany when he shows up. Woo!
then the party really starts.
Oh,
But,
of course.
So today's episode, we're going to talk about video games in general. It's a pretty big topic.
As a topic,
and
big header, over the top,
quite. And
banners.
I think
Trumpets.
the first thing we're going to talk about is the first video game we remember playing. For video game wise. And Justin, you were telling me that your first video game was Pokemon Red and Blue.
Probably. I wouldn't say that's my first video game I ever played, but that's as far back as I can remember actually caring about video games. Like Pokemon Blue, well, Red and Blue, I did play both. I played Blue more though. Was when I really started to become a gamer because I just had my Game Boy with me wherever I went. Like I killed many hundreds of thousands of batteries in my day.
Okay, do you remember what drew you to Pokemon? Did you?
I could not tell you. No idea.
You just remember having it at one point, and you don't remember a time before that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And I did probably play games before that, but I don't really remember. None of them stuck with me as well.
Right.
So, or as much, I guess. I've
Right.
always been a Pokemon fan.
Right. Would you say that you've played the Pokemon franchise more than maybe any other franchise? More than any other franchise? Yeah.
As far as,
Hours put in.
well, raw hours put in, I don't know, because I used to play RuneScape every day when I was in like high school, and middle school. I used to play World of Warcraft every day. Well, not every day, but I used to play a whole lot of World of Warcraft, and so it's like, what game do I really have the most hours logged into? But as far as I've played almost every single main series game, and I've played almost every single main series game 2 to 3 to 4 times a piece. Some of them a lot more. Red and Blue I played over and over and over when I was a kid. So
Okay.
It's probably my most well-versed franchise, but not necessarily the most hours. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. You and I have both played Pokemon. I think you've played more games of the franchise because you've played, I've never really played the combo games. They had red,
Blue,
and
yellow.
red, blue, and then yellow, the trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
as it were. Yellow was the only one of the trilogies in the sets that I ever played. But I know you've played
Crystal,
Crystal,
Emerald, Platinum, Black 2, White 2, Black, White.
right. And but my first game, I actually didn't have a Game Boy until I had already owned 2 consoles. I owned a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo 64.
I had an N64 as well.
And the first game, I don't remember which game I played first, but it was either Super Mario World 3, or there was this game that I can never remember what it's called, but it was a top-down game, and it was a 2-player game if you wanted, and you were playing as 2 jets, and you basically it's a lot like Galaga.
You fly up the screen, and you
Right.
collect power-ups and shit.
And then one of the power-ups was like bullets, and it would upgrade to missiles, and the other was lasers.
Yeah, I remember that. That game was actually, if that's the same one I'm thinking of, that one was freaking awesome.
It was a really fun game.
But yeah, I also have no idea what the name is.
Which is sad because it is really a fun game. That's one of those games that if they ever made a Game Boy port of it, I'd probably still play it because it's a very fun game.
Oh yeah, it seems like it'd be a really good arcade-style game.
Yeah, because is it
And,
not like...
and probably was an arcade game.
Is it not like Galaga? If Galaga's the game I'm thinking of?
Well, yes and no. You actually fly around, as opposed to just going back and forth while they descend upon you.
I guess that's true.
Wait, is that No, that's Space Invaders.
Yeah, Space Invaders is where you're kind of just a little triangle floating in space, and you got to blow up the asteroids before they hit you, right?
The aliens. The aliens.
Oh,
Asteroid is the one where you're just in the middle of the screen as
yeah,
asteroids come at you.
yeah. Space Invaders, the ones where you're on the ground and you're
You got to shoot up through your own shields.
right. That's how you win. It's risky, but you do
Exactly.
it. Well, what was the last game that you have played recently?
Recently, I played Kingdom Hearts on the Kingdom Hearts HD Collection 1.5 recently. I played Borderlands pre-sequel recently. Played WoW recently. Played RuneScape a little bit recently.
I gotta tell you, I never got into the pre-sequel. I think
Ugh, it
my
was cool though.
my expectations were too high because I really built it up like, oh, this is gonna be good, and
This is going to be as good as 2 was when that came out.
right, and even if it wasn't, it's still a good game. It's just I built it up too much to.
I think the big problem we had is if you recall when Borderlands 2 came out, we put 2 TVs together. We got 4 people, 2 PlayStations, and we just 4-manned that, you know?
We did, and that was really fun.
That was. And we didn't do that this time, so.
And that's really what's kind of cool about those online shooters is that you really get to. It's fast paced. You
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 get
get
in, you have some fun, you can
right.
get out real quick.
Uh, which is probably why Call of Duty has been doing so well for what seems like forever.
Oh, yeah, it's been quite some time.
Speaking of Call of Duty, I just feel like I got to get this story out because it's pretty funny for all those who were there. So one day Justin was there as well. We had 2 other friends, so we was 4 players playing. I want to say World at War, and this is the very first time we ever played this game. We had played other Call of Duty, so we understood the mechanics of it, but we didn't know all the new perks for it. And our buddy, Eric wasn't there. Ryan was there, and he loves to play shooters. That's his.
Ryan's actually pretty good at them.
He's really good at it. He spends a lot of time trying to get better at him. And so he wiped the floor with us. And I remember him saying, there was an icon of a dog, and he used it, and all of a sudden, you just hear these dogs coming, and I turn around, and they're swarming me. So I'm running, and I'm looking through all the other people's screens, and they just see me running with a pack of dogs chasing me.
That's pretty much how that game goes.
Dude, that sucked though. And then you had to be
You see,
afraid
the
of
dogs can smell the worst player.
What are you trying to say?
I wasn't trying to say anything. I succeeded in saying something.
There you go, hurt my feelings.
I jest.
But Justin and myself. Justin, you remember we played Dragon Ball Z games because Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite shows of all time, and why wouldn't I want to play a game based on it?
Budokai.
One of the Budokais, they've had, I want to say 3 Budokais, and then Budokai Tenkaichi. I think they've made 2 of those. So
Tenkaichi, whatever.
Tenkaichi, whatever that's pronounced, and then
I don't know that language.
I was playing it, and then you came over, and you challenged me, or we just played for fun. I don't remember. But
I wrecked you.
I played you as Nova Shenron, and you could not beat me until you played as Yajirobe.
Yeah, Jirobe. Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, that little.
And I won by just hitting him once, maybe twice. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Run away, Sensubin. Come back. Keep fighting, Sensubin. And I won by essentially taking him away. Slowly but surely. And, well, I shit on him.
If you've never seen the show or played the game, a sensu bean is basically like a potion. That's his ability.
It's a full heal, yeah.
Yeah, he takes it, he goes, well, then I guess it's not a potion, it's more of a Phoenix Down.
Well, no, because it doesn't bring you back from death. It's like an elixir.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the equivalent in other games of a full heal. But,
you pop an elixir.
A max potion.
But Yajirobe's just like shit. Like, and then the sensu bean is to compensate. He's not very strong.
No, he is just there. It's like you played him to come in, do a couple of attacks, run away, and stay away.
Yep.
But yeah, and then what do you think?
French Gunhausen is online.
Justin, what do you think is your proudest gaming moment? Like, what can you sit there and be like, you know what?
Jesus. Way to ask me a loaded question. Fuck. I'm gonna need to come back to that one. Could you give me an hour or so to think about that?
Give you about an hour to think of.
Jesus. My proudest moment. Well, I can't really give you a definitive proudest moment, but I've had some pretty proud moments. A bunch of different kinds of games.
Right.
Just things like, oh, in this game I killed that boss. I killed this super boss or whatever. In Final Fantasy VII, I remember taking out Ruby Weapon with Knights of the Round and just shit like that. That was fun. So I was always proud of shit like that. Taking out, the Omega Weapon or whatever, and collecting that ultimate armor or that ultimate sword. Those are always the proud moments for me.
Okay. I think Eric's now
Not
on.
beating the game, but completing the game.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I'm here.
Eric,
So.
it gets zany.
So just to let you know, Eric, we started like 10 minutes ago, and all we've talked about so far is our first games and a little bit of nothing afterwards.
A little bit of nothing.
A little bit of nothing.
So
Eric, what was the first game you remember playing?
I remember playing Mario, Super Mario
Coincidence?
Brothers. No, it was just a thing that my mom, she was big into Mario. I can't remember what. I was around when I was like 4 years old.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I started pretty early.
You're the only one who, like, Justin and I don't even remember why we had the consoles or the specific games. We're just like, we had it at some point.
I just always remember it being there.
Yeah, I had a Super Nintendo, or was it just a regular Nintendo?
SNES.
Just a regular Nintendo, NES.
Wow, that's old.
Yeah, and we used to like go to this one rental, like DVD rental place, and they rented out consoles like PS1s and all that.
Oh, nice.
And so we just did that for a while when I was young, playing Rayman, other games I had no idea, I can't remember. Something about Cavemans and Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. I remember that.
Yes, Turtles in Time. That game was sick.
What
That guy, like, was it?
Go ahead.
What's up? No, you go ahead.
Okay. Eric, what do you think is the game that you've probably, or franchise that you've spent the most amount of hours playing?
Anything from Bethesda, like Elder Scrolls series, Fallout.
Mhm.
Like I've logged in so many hours on those games.
He has. I've seen it.
First hand?
Yes, I have. Secondhand, even.
What was the last game you've played recently?
Recently, I'm currently playing Transistor.
Oh, what is that about?
It is about a musician. This is Transistor from, what is it, Supergiant? Supergiant Games Studio.
Okay.
It's a little indie game studio or developers that a large portion of them came from EA Games. But because EA Games sucks, they kind of left and did their own thing. But the game Transistor is, from what I understand, playing it right now, the story so far, is that you play as a musician, a singer, female singer named Red, and I guess there's this big corporation with their technology, like robots that are taking over the city, and you're like slowly learning what's going on and why they're doing this, and because of the attack of the robots, everyone lost their voice. So, I mean, it's really affecting her since she's a singer. So,
yeah, of course.
Is this a shooter or a hack and slash?
This is it's kind of like a strategy based. I don't even know what would it be called. It's like you gain abilities as you go on, and if you press the space bar, you go into this like planning stage where everything's just stopped, like time, and you control your character with moves and like just running around, and it's just like a strategy plan, like fighting style. I don't even know.
Do you guys think it's
It's-
hard to incorporate time manipulation in video games?
Yes, I do.
Like
Sure.
not even on a like a technical level, but just if you can control time, wouldn't your character be a little overpowered? You can just
Yes,
like
that's like learning from the Skyrim mods. Like, it's just time spells. You just become very overpowered, and it just becomes boring.
right. Did any
You
of
can
you
manipulate things.
did you guys ever play Prince of Persia?
Yes.
Now, how did they?
Way back in the Xbox. I mean,
I heard
not
that was
the
a fun
like
game,
originals.
but why is it fun if you can just anytime you die, just go back and redo it?
Well, that's exactly what video games are anyway, aren't they?
Yeah,
Just
you
without
die,
the
you
time
respawn.
travel element.
Yeah, but eventually, if you die enough times, you'll have to start. You'll run out of lives, and you start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that the same for Prince of Persia? You can only time travel so much, and then
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of sand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just what was it? Mechanics and dynamics, if I remember dynamics. Like, it's just limiting yourself, you know?
Right, not
So-
overusing it because otherwise it would either run out or the game would be just not fun anymore.
Yeah, because you
Oh
really
yeah, of course.
it would be boring to play God.
Not at
And
first, but eventually.
Invincible. Yeah, I mean,
Right, because there's no
'Cause
challenge.
there's
in
no
the game.
challenge. Exactly.
I asked Justin a question, and he's like, "Give me like an hour to think of an answer." What do you think is your proudest gaming moment?
proudest game moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even just what was the last time you did something in a video game and you thought you were very proud of yourself because it was a very hard thing to accomplish, or maybe like a boss that you couldn't beat before but you eventually did?
I beat God of War on God mode. There's one.
Every time I play Battle Block Theater, because I don't know, I play on insane mode or whatever, the hard difficulty.
Exactly. Of course.
And-
of course.
I don't know what it is to other people, but to me, it's fucking ridiculous levels, and I just feel like a sense of accomplishment and pride completing each stage.
Yeah, because it's hard. You got to actually work for it.
True that. What do you think? Like you hear sometimes like it's a good game, it's a bad game. What do you think makes a game bad? Like getting past the mechanics, because you can have a good story or a good sound, a good what do you call it?
What makes the game bad the most
Yeah, like what?
is it
what's
being
more-
unfun.
What's
of
more?
course.
Because it's a game, it has to be.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Story is huge, and I mean, you know me, I love story. I love music. I love gameplay. I love like environments and things like that. But gameplay elements are always going to come first because that's the whole point of it. It's a game. You're supposed to have fun, and if it's just purely not fun, then it doesn't matter. It's not going to do well.
Okay. Do you think it would kill a game? What do you think is worse, when a game is too easy or too hard?
Too easy.
Yeah,
Unless
I
it's
agree with that.
unless it's like way too hard. You know what I mean? Like there is a difficulty where it gets too hard and then it just ruins it. But as far as just straight up easy or hard, I say easier ruins it more because it's not challenging. You need challenge. That's what makes some of us gamers just like strive to move onward and collect that one more coin or whatever is that challenge, you know?
What do you guys think of those games that don't let you change the difficulty? The game is as difficult as it will be, and you can't do anything about it.
It's just limiting. Should have multiple. I don't see why you would not have multiple difficulties today. Making a game these days, that should just be part of the checklist of necessities.
Right? Eric, do you have an opinion?
I think I really don't like repetition in games if it's just the same thing like over and over. Like I really hated grinding in Pokemon because it's just very time consuming and like I know the necessity for it to like level up your Pokemon so you can move on to challenge or bigger challenges.
Exactly. But
But
putting in the legwork was just kind of time consuming.
Right, because
yeah,
if you're gonna grind, you want to be able to see, because in any game you're gonna grind probably. You gotta get stronger
In some way.
but you wanna the grinding has to as much grinding as you're putting in. You want to see just as much return.
Yes and no. Of course, you're gonna want more out of your grinding, but like games like Kingdom Hearts, I'm fine just grinding in that because it's just fun for me to just kill packs of Heartless, you know. So
Right.
if I'm grinding up those blaze shards or whatever the fuck I need for some ring, I don't mind going and running through this area 3-4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 10, 12 times because it's just fun for me to kill the Heartless.
You make a point. I usually tend to play the game as is, like Pokemon. I'll play the game without grinding until I get to a point where I'm too weak, and then I'll go
Then you
back.
have to.
And then I have to, and then I'll grind.
That's
just
not a
enough.
good idea.
Because, like Eric said, grinding's not fun. It's kind of repetitive, and I do it if I have to. But if I don't have to, then
But there's a way you can take care of it throughout the game without it being tedious. What you do is, whenever you get to a new area, you take a little bit of extra time to kind of fight the enemies in that area. Not grind on them per se, but fight them a little bit more than you would. Maybe get 1 or 2 levels. But not, you're not grinding up 5, 10 levels or anything like that. You just do a little bit here, get some scratch for it, get some money, get some items, move on. Next, like, new area, kill the guys in the area for a little bit, get some experience, move on. By the end of the game, all of that adds up, and you will have done a lot of the grinding already.
you make a good point. Do you guys think that a good soundtrack can make or break a game?
yes.
Yes.
Like,
Do
can
you
it
have
really?
like
can
a
it-
checklist?
No, I
Are you
don't.
going through a checklist? Because you just keep asking like questions, and we're not staying on them long enough, I don't think.
Oh, do you want to go back to
Yeah.
the grinding? Okay, sorry. So the grinding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's a preference thing. If you want to, I mean, I'm sure every game, you have a grinding limit. There's only so much grinding you're willing to do.
Of course.
But Eric, you played World of Warcraft, right?
Yes, I currently do play
So
right now.
Yes, he does.
I've played it, and I feel like that's nothing but grinding.
It's not at all, really.
It's because you do the same. Like, no matter what, you always seem to do the same things.
Yeah, if you choose to.
But that's every game, isn't it?
True, but
You
it's
play a first-person shooter is always you're always gonna be doing the same things that you do in a first-person shooter.
but they tend to give you
A different gun.
a different gun, or the scenario's different, or you have to be very sneaky about it.
But it's all the same thing.
For me, every
It's
time
too
I played,
repetitive. Can't play it.
every time I played World of Warcraft, it was just collect this thing. Well, it's usually
Mhm.
go kill a bunch of these guys, collect their stuff, and then eventually I'd have to go kill some people, or I'd have to, that kind of thing. A lot of
So
collecting.
do dungeons. Do battlegrounds.
Yeah. I was about to
Pet
mention
battle.
the dungeons. If you have gone to the dungeons or have done a couple of the dungeons, it's just I like the fights, like the different
Oh, yeah, of
strategies of the fights, especially in raids.
Mechanics.
It's just-
Oh, exactly.
It's just interesting to me how creative some of the fights are.
Exactly. I agree.
Though they're kind of frustrating when you don't know, it's a new dungeon to you, so you don't know what's going to happen, and then you get called a noob because you died. Like,
Use the
hate
dungeon
that shit.
journal. It'll give you a quick idea of what to expect at the very least. The rest, obviously, you're gonna have to learn as you go. But at least
Yeah.
you won't be completely blind.
I like learning from my my failures, I guess, or experiences.
Yeah.
But I just hate the fact that if you die, you're just automatically a noob. Or
Of course,
you're
because everyone
a
has to be
shithead.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Eric, you're a shithead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, no, fuck.
South Harmon
Um,
Institute of Technology.
it's other players that just have that mentality.
Mm-hmm. Not all gamers are created equally.
And yeah, it was just a change when I got back into WoW, like especially with the people that play it, because it was
Mhm.
completely different from way back when I used to play. Everyone, I don't know, it seems like there's more assholes playing WoW now than there used to be. Like they're
Yeah.
from like elitists,
Oh,
big
there's
group
always
of
going to be
elitists.
elitists.
But it seems like there's more now. Like, but
I don't
anyways,
know. I never really paid attention either way.
repetition.
Repetition's gonna happen. Like Justin said, in any game you play, there's gonna be some repetition. Some of it's not that noticeable. Some of it you just don't care because the scenarios, even if they're, kill this thing. Like you said, the dungeons are essentially the same thing. You go down there and you kill a big boss, but what the dungeons look like and how you have to kill the boss is what really makes it a fun game.
And the lore. I love lore when it comes to World of Warcraft. I think it's awesome. Give me a reason to be in that, cave underground killing the fish people. Like, give me a reason to be there. I'll be there.
I know you're a very big story buff. You love the stories of games, and
Yeah, of course.
I remember I told you I haven't paid attention to a Pokemon story in like since the
Ever?
first ever, and you're like, how? You've played them? Like, yeah, I don't pay attention to them
Yeah, he just skips all dialogue. Why? Why would you do that?
because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna be walking up to this guy, fighting him, beating him, and then I move on to the
It
next.
does matter because it gives you a sense of purpose and it puts weight behind your actions. And it makes you get more into it and appreciate what you're doing more.
I guess I really only do that for games like Skyrim.
That you care about.
Well, what are you saying? I don't care about Pokemans. I love games
It's
like
too
Skyrim.
much of a kid game.
I like Skyrim and Fallout because, granted, their stories are great, but your choices affect things. For games where your choices don't affect things, I mean, like Pokemon, why do I need to care what's happening in the story? I mean, yeah, it makes it better, but I don't need to listen to it.
You don't need to play it at all anyway.
But it's a fun game without the story.
Just saying. Just saying. It's there. Maybe, pay attention a little bit.
I'm paying attention to what is it? Alpha
Alpha Sapphire.
Sapphire. I'm paying attention to it, and again, it's cool, but I don't think I'd be missing that much if I didn't play it. You know what I'm saying?
If you didn't read it. You didn't pay attention.
I guess you have to read it, yeah. But you
You're
guys,
a monster.
I'm a monster. But you guys really think a good score can make or break a game?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I understand if it's a bad score, then you're gonna
See, the way you ask that question makes me feel like you've got a list in front of you.
I really
You're
don't.
just like, all right, we're done with that. Next question. Like you're
I'm-
reading off. So do you think a score can affect whether a game can be considered ideological to its source material?
I'm trying to pin down what you guys think makes a good game and makes a bad game. So I'm kind of going
Yeah.
from, like, thing to thing.
Just
but-
your segues. Work on your segues.
Yeah, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
bro.
I didn't know
It's
I
supposed
was
to be
on the
casual.
podcast.
Stop trying to be so professional.
I'm not. You haven't seen Professional yet. Let me just
I
tell you.
haven't.
I have. This is not it.
So score. I like score. I
Score.
like music when it comes to a game. Conveys a lot of emotion. Conveys a lot of, I guess, atmosphere, and can really set the tone for an area or scene, depending on the melodies playing while observing said scene.
But can you have a game that is fun to play and has a good story, but not like a crappy score, and you would play it?
It has no music. There's no sound whatsoever.
Would you play it?
I could play it, and I probably would try it, but I feel like I'd be missing a lot.
I'd probably put some music on just to
Right.
like fill that.
Fill the void.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Chris.
Because a game has to like make the player feel immersed into it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts has a really good score. You play it, and the music just fits every scene, and you feel whatever they want you to feel in that game, regardless of if you care about the characters, if you care about what's going on in the story.
Yeah, because the music's triumphant.
Or
Or, you know,
sad.
yeah, melancholic. But let me ask you this, Chris. Would you have remembered Lavender Town nearly as much without the haunting score?
I told you when I played that game for the first time, when I first had that game, I didn't listen to the music. I muted it and then would just be doing other things.
Well, then you really missed out. You missed out, buddy.
It wasn't until later, and they're like, "Yeah, the Lavender Town song makes people go crazy," and I was like, "Oh, well, let me hear it." I was like, "Oh, okay,
It's eerie.
it's eerie, but eh."
I don't even know who I'm talking to right now.
I feel like you're looking down at me because I'll skip a story or I won't pay attention to the soundtrack.
Yeah. Do you watch a movie with one eye closed?
I watch movies while doing other things. Yes.
I
You're
do the
not
same thing.
appropriating enough time and attention to the art, bro.
To each their
Frankly,
own, bro.
and frankly, it disturbs me, Christopher. You're a monster.
You take it. Are you just trying to make me feel bad by saying I'm a monster? Is that what the?
Well, you did that to me.
Yeah, once, and you just kind of like,
It's
I'm
because you meant it. You meant it. I could feel it. You meant it when you said it.
Well, don't tell me stories about dogs and ducks, and I won't call you a monster.
What does this have to do with video games, Chris?
It doesn't have
Stop
to do with.
derailing this.
This is not our side project where we have to stay focused. This can go other
It's true.
places.
It can go wherever it wants. Anywhere it wants. Eric.
What's up? Let's talk about cheese.
What's your favorite kind of cheese? Mine is.
I'm
favorite-
actually not a big fan of cheese myself.
Why? Cheese is awesome.
It's too thick for me. It's too strong. Like sharp cheddar is awful. I don't like it.
Get a
For
thin
me, I
slice.
want cheese to be melted, and I want a little bit of it. But I do love nacho cheese.
I don't know what my favorite type of cheese is.
Gouda.
I don't know. Feta. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's change subjects. I hate cheese now.
I've killed cheese for you. What about you, Chris?
I said mine was American.
Yeah,
Of
well, we
course.
weren't listening.
Fucking elitist.
I like Swiss as well.
Patriotism.
Is it so wrong to have some patriotism in your heart?
Yeah.
No, but when it's consumed by it.
What is this, Bioshock Infinite? Come on.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Are you trying to say that you want to talk about Bioshock Infinite?
No, but you're saying
So,
patriotism.
Eric, did you play Bioshock Infinite?
Fuck no.
You did not. Fuck no. Okay. All right.
No, I
what
didn't.
about
I
you,
didn't.
Christopher?
You know I
Did
played
you play it?
You know I played it.
I do know, but they don't. I was asking you a question.
Yes, I have played it.
What did you think?
Having played the first one and the second one, it's a really different. You know, you didn't really. I was going in thinking it was going to be a prequel because
Well,
you know
you're
the.
wrong.
Well, that was wrong then, but come on, it was a Bioshock game. We knew next to nothing about it, but all we knew was that the setting was World War I around, maybe earlier, and we're like, well, Bioshock takes place in the 40s, so maybe this will be a prequel, and maybe you'll get to see like Andrew Ryan because he's an adult in Bioshock 1. Maybe you'll see him as a child, and maybe it'll set up Bioshock 1 and 2.
But it didn't.
Had nothing to do with it. Well, I guess if
And then it was in the sky.
if you play Burial at Sea, it does connect the two.
Oh yeah, but still,
Did you ever play Burial at Sea?
the first part.
First part was pretty good. Still haven't played the second part. Blat.
This is awful.
I
Chris,
know.
you're making this awful.
You're
Eric,
making
do
this
something
awful.
funny.
Do something funny?
Yes.
What am I, a fucking chimp?
Yes.
They won't be
No,
able to
you're
see it.
No, they'll be able to
Yeah.
see it
Oh yeah.
in their mind.
What I love
Wait,
about
who's they?
video game, what? All three of our listeners.
Oh, all right, go.
What I love about video games is, well, if there's characters, is character design. And
Character design.
ever since I've been like looking into certificates and degrees into character design, um, it's it's just amazing because it's like a psychological thing with character designs.
Yeah, if you make them really fleshed out.
Which a good example would be I hear the Final Fantasy characters are very well defined and
Not as defined as you would think.
well, I mean, don't you spend hours and hours? Like you talked to me about Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and he's got this huge backstory. And
It's not even that huge, but yeah.
I mean,
Cloud's not even my favorite. Jeez.
I didn't say it was your favorite.
There are better games than Final Fantasy VII, Chris.
Not according to every video game fan I've ever heard of.
Yeah, everybody ever. Final Fantasy VII and Ocarina of Time. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to play.
And yet you've not played either.
Because I've played Final Fantasy games and I just can never get into them.
It's because you hate good things.
I beg to differ, brother.
Well, you play fucking the car game where you shoot people and steal their whatever.
You know what
Life.
it's called.
You play Life.
You know what that game's called.
Grand Theft Stupid.
Why do you hate that game so much? It's so much fun.
I don't hate it. I just don't care. I don't want to be a gangster. I don't want to run over hookers. If I'm gonna fantasize and be in a game, like play a game and be in that space where I'm fantasizing about what my life is lacking, I'm gonna fucking kill dragons. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna run over a hooker when I can kill fucking dragons. But you know, that's just me. Guns are totally cooler than swords.
I
But
don't-
But hookers, yeah,
they're not
yeah.
all about that. They're not all about being gangstas. They're just guys that end up doing crime for some reason or another.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're all about.
But they're not
You
bad
do drugs, you sell drugs, you get power and money, and people come after you. And it's like, why are you so obsessed with mobsters, Chris? You
Because
as a person,
because
you
they're
specifically.
because they're cool. I think they're not what they did. I don't think crime and murder is a cool thing, but they're very complex people. You know, they'll like I said, go and kill and murder and do whatever they need to do, but they still have this very strict rules of what they can and can't do. And they're super
Yeah.
religious, which is really weird to me, because it's not like the Templars where they're on a mission from God. That's why they're allowed to kill. Gangsta mafia members would kill, but then go to church on Sunday and be like, well,
Because they'd kill for the fun of it.
not necessarily for the fun of it. There usually is a purpose,
No, it's for the fun of it.
but just for the fun of it.
Well, yeah, even if it's for the fun of it, there's still a purpose.
I guess. But there's no monetary value.
Legitimate
pride.
purpose.
Pride, power, money, greed. Pick any of those.
Exactly.
That's why they do it.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I could never get into fantasy as a genre just because I can't. It's cool. Dragons is cool. Mystical things are cool. But sci-fi was always cooler to me because, you know, sci-fi was always a possibility. We could actually have robots or meet aliens, but you're never going to see a dragon or an elf running around.
We could actually get vaporized and enslaved by robots or aliens.
Or we could live on a planet where a bunch of orcs decide they want to try to take over and we got to fight them.
Yes. Because then in the end of the day, you get to fight orcs. And that's a win for me.
You would get slaughtered. Are you kidding me?
I would go down with a smile on my face.
By the way, I don't know. I haven't played WoW long enough to know, but I think if orcs just invaded our planet as it is now, they would get annihilated.
They would kill a lot of people and then get wiped out immediately.
How many bullets do you think it would take to knock an orc down?
Probably 2 to 3. Straight to the chest. Depending on the gun, obviously. Orcs are like giant people. That's all they are. They're still flesh. How many shots does it take to bring down an elephant?
I guess if it's a normal, if it's not an elephant gun, it'll probably take a little bit.
Then there you go. There's your answer.
What? I don't know.
And they're vicious.
They're
Orcs.
bloodthirsty all the time.
Not all the time. Not Warcraft orcs. They're not bloodthirsty all the time.
So defensive on your orcs.
Yes. And goblins too. Goblins are awesome.
Shoot. What else do you, Eric, you haven't talked in a little bit. What do you like the most about World of Warcraft?
The social aspect. You know, being called a noob and shithead. All that.
We already covered this.
Oh, fuck. No, I just like being able to play with friends. I like PvP a lot. I'm more into the PvP aspect of the game than anything else. I don't know why. I just like the war.
Mm-hmm. PvP is where it's at. Always.
Forever.
Forever. It's because of the competitive nature. When you beat someone, you're beating them. You're not beating the computer. You're beating that person.
But that's
you're crashing their hopes against the rocky crags and fucking of reality, battering them against the rocks.
But I'm not a competitive person. I just don't know why I like that.
Did you get to outsmart them?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It could be that with a computer, there's only so many things a computer will do until you can start seeing their pattern. But with players, it's hard.
They're unpredictable.
Exactly.
Although a lot of players are very predictable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I used to play TF2 all the time, people are very predictable, especially spies.
Well, that's because there's only so much you could do with the same character models.
You'd be surprised how you can really shake things up by just breaking the mold just a little bit.
But then everybody will do it.
Yeah.
And
then the entire meta will evolve and change as it does. When someone does something that's very effective, everyone will copy, will follow suit, and then people will develop ways to beat it, and then that will become the new norm, and then people will develop ways to beat it, and it will keep evolving and changing to the point that something that might have been effective at one point will get completely phased out, but then it will be able to come back and run train again because the things that countered it were themselves countered and are no longer in the meta.
Huh.
Yeah, that's how card games work.
Huh.
Is this new to you? Would you like to comment, or?
I've just never paid that close attention.
That's how it is with fighting games also.
Yeah, but
I
a lot
don't
of
like fighting that games that much.
those are super repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can you have Tekken be one of your favorite franchises and complain about things being repetitive?
Because it doesn't feel like grinding.
Well,
Doesn't
it's
have
not
to be
grinding.
grinding.
It's repetitive. Repetition.
I don't know. It just I can't explain it. Fighting games are just kind of fun. Not all of them, but Tekken specific. It's because the story is also really good.
Mr. No Story is going to talk about story.
Yep.
You're so arbitrary sometimes, Chris.
For me to be good, it just has to be fun. I mean, if the story and the soundtrack is also good, that's just icing on the cake.
It's complimentary.
Right.
Okay. Whatever. What about you, Eric?
What about me?
Yeah.
I do like story a lot. I like progression in video games. Like, when you do a quest and then it leads to the story of another, like the chain quest leads to...
Yeah, when you do something in this area and you're like, okay, I did that. Then when you move on to a new area and it has nothing to do with it, it's like, whatever. But you like when, oh, that group that I just saved from over here, they're now mining over here, which is the next logical step. Now you do shit with them and it progresses the story even further because you help them. Now they're going to help you here. Moves it, makes it feel like it's real and it all flows together. It's one cohesive, piece of art.
That's why I have a huge problem with Grand Theft Auto, because I just get fucking lost in the story. I have no idea what's going on. Like, what the fuck happened to the first person in the beginning? Like, weren't I doing quests for him, or missions? Now there's this new guy that I'm robbing a bank for. I just
Yeah.
I get so lost,
Hmm.
and then like just the end has nothing to do with why you were there to begin with,
Yeah,
and
it
then it just
doesn't
fucking ends. It's like, what?
like The Sopranos.
I've never seen it.
Me either.
Neither have I, but I hear that I guess the ending just cut to black, and they didn't resolve anything. So everybody got pissed off at it or something. My parents watched it.
Well,
Cool.
I don't know. I like Fable. That's the reason why I like Fable, is because like everything that you did in that game had to do with the story. It tied in with the story.
And it was one of the first games that I remember that did that. Not that it was the first, it wasn't like a huge pioneer, but I remember when it came out, that was such a new idea. Oh, good and evil. Your guy can change and people will be different to you because of it? Oh, that's awesome. That was at least one of the reasons why I got it.
They've been doing that for a while though with the Fallout series.
Oh yeah, but I mean Fable 1 came out the Xbox.
I think Fallout 1 came out on like Windows
The
98.
PC or something. Well, I've never played Fallout 1. How was that? Was that like that? Because I thought the first Fallouts were not like the newer ones.
Well,
Yeah, it was like a RTS.
Yeah, it's not a first person shooter, but the whole thing about making choices and good and evil and that affecting how people react to you.
Is that really in there? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on them for that. I really liked Fable also. And I played through that a lot when I was a kid, and I've played through it since as an adult.
Yeah, I've beat that game so many times. Fable, Lost Chapters.
Yeah, Lost Chapters. It's shitty. It's like an awful crap game, but it's also just amazing and super fun. But like when you're playing it, you're like holy crap, this game is bad. You can see all the parts that they just like fucked up, but it was still great. It was just still great.
Did anyone else
So,
feel like
I
a
liked it.
letdown with the Fallout 3? Or I'm sorry, Fable 3?
I never played Fable 2 or 3.
Oh.
Couldn't tell you.
As a game, like, as just a regular game, not even a Fable franchise, Fallout, or well, you said Fable 3, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. It was a good game, but not as a Fable franchise game. I think it's because it was part of the franchise. People started calling it was disappointing and shit.
It didn't live up to the name.
Yeah, but it had
That does
like
happen
interesting
sometimes.
mechanics. And, I don't know. There was just a lot of it that people hated that I liked about it, like having your own sanctuary and all that. I liked that, but apparently a lot of people hated it because it's the fact that like
Yeah.
your great grandfather built that place because he was just the shit and he needed a place to go. Sanctuary. Alone time and all.
Oh.
I don't know. I look at things differently than most people.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I always thought like a sanctuary type thing was very useful. Well, depending on the game, if you ever need to like stop, it's useful. But if it's the kind of game where you can literally just keep going and just be self-sustaining, it's completely, unnecessary. But,
Holy shit.
it's nice to have a place to just stop at where you can drop off all your random shit cuz dude, in games, you always have an abundance of just random shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I have all of this crap. I'm never going to use it. What is even the point of this? But you don't get rid of it because, well, you might use it sometime.
Yeah, I feel like that all the time in WoW. Oh, I got a crafting reagent. Keep this.
Can't sell it. Save it just in case I make an alchemist or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Real quick, before we move on from Fable, I'm going to make a shameless plug here. On my channel, Zappa Cracker, I have a Let's Play fully completed of Fable, the first one, The Lost Chapters, on the Xbox. The quality sucks, but there you go.
Nice.
Very smooth plugin they got there.
That wasn't smooth at all. But it was necessary, damn it.
What do you guys think the appeal of Let's Play? Justin, you've seen lots of Let's Plays, right? And you made your own Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Why do you think... Like, I never understood why they're so popular unless they're funny.
It's for me at least, it's the same reason why I like to play a game with a friend nearby. Because, for one, I like to share in the experience. Oh, here's someone else who's enjoying the same subject matter. And the Let's Player generally tends to enjoy what they're playing, otherwise they wouldn't be playing it. You know? So it's nice to kind of like share in your mutual, like of the game. A lot of times you can just like the person. Like, for me, for instance, H.C. Bailey is one of my favorite Let's Players. I just like him as a person and his like personality and all that. Plus, in H.C. Bailey's case, it's nice to get all of the strategies and like locations for things and whatnot in case because I could have beaten the game, but that doesn't mean I have completed the game. Doesn't mean I found everything. I don't know all of the little hidden things. And for some people, for some Let's Players, they'll go into it and they'll find those things and maybe hit on things that you never did. They'll show you more of the game, and when you really are like a passionate gamer like me, when there's a game, I just want to know all about it. I guess if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Plus, it's kind of cool seeing their point of view on things when you get there in the story. Like, say you've played the game before and you know there's some big cutscene coming on that's going to change the gameplay or something. You're waiting for it and you're like, oh, I thought of this, I remember this, and I liked it for this reason. When there's a Let's Player, you see them, first of all, you get to see them experience that situation, and then you get to hear, because, I mean, I would imagine 90% of people are going to talk about what just fucking happened, so you get to hear their opinion on it and whatnot, and it's just kind of nice. It's like being social without necessarily having to be social. You're not live, but you do get to see like this other person and how they feel about this thing that you do like, and then you can share in your opinions with other people in the comments. It's great. Let's Plays are awesome.
I really only watch Game Grumps when they do their Let's Plays because they're not trying to show you anything. They're just playing games that they get sent. And I mean, a lot of them
just for the
bad.
whim.
Yeah, just because it's fun. And I think Ego Raptor's kind of stopped. Because didn't he become popular with his animations, and then he's just like, well, we're going to do Let's Plays now.
Yeah.
And
it's because he keeps wanting to do all these different kinds of projects. He's trying new things, trying to like evolve as an entertainer.
Right. And he did do some of the animation for his music videos for Starbomb.
Starbomb, yeah.
I know just...
Eric?
Go ahead.
You have anything to add?
No, not really. I mean, yes, I do. I don't like Let's Players that just yell into the mic, and there's yeah. I'm gonna drop any names, also. But it's just it's really annoying because they're not talking about anything. They're just fucking yelling, and all of it is just reactions. I don't want to watch a 10-minute video of someone just watching someone's reaction.
Yeah.
I want to know about the game. I want to know what they're doing. And I just like the conversations that go on when I watch Game Grumps. They have really interesting conversations. And a lot of the times they're just hilarious. So that's why I like Let's Plays. And why I don't.
Very entertaining. Yeah.
Okay. Justin, I know one of your favorite games that I think you feel doesn't get enough recognition is that fucking Jack Black game.
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legends.
Yes.
Oh, it's too underrated. People thought it sucked. It sucks because it's like the culmination of all the things I love in this world. Like, for serious. For serious. I love me some Jack Black. He's like the coolest person. I love metal. I just love it. The game has goddamn Ozzy in it, and it's got Rob Halford and Tim Curry, and fucking Lita Ford, and David Bowie as a fucking man who flies with his hair. Like, come on, how could you not love that game? The world is made out of heavy metal and, I guess, heavier metal album covers and just shit like that. Dude, it was fun. It was a hack and slash with driving and RTS elements. And there were mini games. And it has Kyle Gass in it as a guy with a gigantic upper torso and huge arms and fists. Come on. But I don't know. Fuck me, right?
I'm sure there's a reason why it didn't do so well.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
But it's a stupid reason.
I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go on Steam right now, there's a very popular game about trying to. You're a human in this game, and you're trying to hook up with pigeons.
You're trying to hook up with pigeons.
Yeah, it's like a dating. It's like a romance game, and
But they're pigeons.
But you're human, but you have to seduce pigeons.
So,
Is it called Pigeon Slut?
It is not.
Oh.
what is this game called?
I don't know. It starts with an H.
Oh, that's
Hotoful. I think it's Hotoful or something. But yeah,
You know,
Why?
why? Because it's
hot tofu.
Because it's Japan, Justin.
Oh, that's why. Fucking Japs.
Oh, well, then it's okay.
Then it's all okay.
So,
Eric, have you had a chance to
Um,
play Don't Starve?
yes, I actually
Yeah.
have been playing
Yeah,
it
he
for
has.
a long time.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Only 30 hours
Yeah.
on it. Well, whatever. I bought a game recently, Hack and Slash from Hefty Fine. Or not Hefty Fine, fucking Double Fine.
Double Fine!
Hefty Fine is from Bloodhound Gang, I guess. Yeah, it is. But Hack and Slash, I haven't gotten a chance to play it because I'm playing Transistor right now.
Yeah.
But it is pretty interesting.
Ooh. Well, Double Fine knows what they're doing.
Although it seems like it's more puzzle than an RPG, I guess. And you just use, like, you're fucking hacking in the game pretty much, stopping enemies from moving and shit. It's really weird. You guys should check it out.
So, like,
'cause I don't
literally hack and then
Yes.
slash.
Yes, as in like / or
Oh,
backslash.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
But I have
Nice.
no way to describe it. It's just completely different than what I've seen. So, you guys should
Well,
check it
damn.
out.
Well, I just might. I very, very well just maybe will.
I was reading, there's this game that's coming out. Let's talk about survival horror games.
Yeah, let's talk about survival horror. Sweet.
Yeah.
There's a new game coming out. I don't know when. There's no really announced date that I know of, but it's called H1Z1, and it's a survival horror MMO. Of course, zombies. We're age of zombies everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know,
it
how do
may
you
have-
guys think that's gonna go well?
I mean, I've seen.
As long as it is made well enough, then I don't see why that wouldn't be awesome.
I'm glad it's not. When I first heard about it, I thought it was just going to be an MMO version of Dead Island, and I'm glad it's not.
Dead Island's awesome. Fuck you.
I'm not saying it isn't.
Yeah.
I liked it, but it looks real. It's like it reminds me a lot of Don't Starve, but with zombies. Because you have to build shit, and you have to make a shelter, and it's very realistic kind of looking.
Yeah.
You're in an urban area. You're in like modern day, I think, not in some other time or like in the future in the way past.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to see is a zombie survival game set in like colonial times
Oh, they
or the Renaissance.
Mm,
that'd
I think
be
that would
cool.
be interesting. Have like fucking
that
Da
would be
Vinci
cool to see.
making inventions to kill zombies.
That is awesome.
Do you
There you
think?
go. Make a side scroller.
Do you think this new MMO is going to have? Because all these zombie-esque games tend to have like your normal run-of-the-mill zombie, but they always have mutated zombies. to give variety.
Yeah.
Do they need it though? I mean, it's cool because you want variety, but zombies are scary because they swarm you, not because they mutate into.
Well, yeah, but does it need to be scary because of swarming? Why can't it be scary because of mutating?
Well, maybe scary is not the right word. Scary in movies because they swarm. In games, it's just the difficulty comes from the fact that they swarm.
Oh, yeah, of course. And in games, the challenge and difficulty is where the scares come from, I feel. Jump scares don't do shit. Unless it's Resident Evil 1.
With the dog in the window.
That's why I didn't like
With the dog in the window, yes.
I didn't like Five Nights at Freddy's because all
What
it was
is
just
that?
jump scares. And I mean, it was a good game because you're prioritizing with the cameras and like it keeps you busy.
It's not like a technical game?
No, you're just clicking around. All the game is clicking, but what isn't clicking anymore?
Justin, have you not played the game and or seen someone play the game?
I have not played it, and I have not willingly looked up anything about it. I know of it, but I give less than half of a shit about Freddy Fazbender or Fazbear or whatever the fuck it's called.
And you shouldn't.
So,
it just seemed stupid to me. Like, I've heard Cole's, like, when he's on the phone, I've heard Cole on YouTube. I've heard that, like, duck scream or whatever 1,000,001 times. Because the kid's obsessed with the fucking game. And I don't give any shits at all.
You know, in the Mario franchise, there's those ghosts that when you look at them, they stop, but then when you...
Yeah, they're called boos.
Yeah, the boos. So the game is basically, if you were Mario, it's surrounded by boos.
I'm mechanical boos.
Mechanical boos, because
if you were Mario surrounded by boos, you'd have a really good time.
Why? You can't do anything to the boos. You have to run away from the boos.
You can drink it. Think about it.
I got it, but...
Is that like a...
Yes.
Is that like a what?
We're thinking too hard here. Yeah, that's
fun. Yeah, this episode is really slow comparatively. I don't know why. You'd think video games would come easy to us to talk about. But I feel like it's kind of because we have a topic now.
Maybe we should just try without topic and just kind of free range.
We're not allowed to, like, let it roll.
Like Eric, there's a coworker of mine who I just found out has 9 kids. And
9 kids?
9 kids? Why would you want 9 kids? In this day and age.
I don't fucking know.
So that you don't have to ever work at home. You'll have to work like crazy at work, but...
Yeah, the guy works. He's got 2 to 3 jobs, and the mom's got 2 to 3 jobs. And you'd think at some point in the 9 kids, they would have been like, you know what? 5, 6, 7, 8 is enough. We don't need any more.
I think 2 is enough.
You would think.
Yeah, exactly.
3's
pushing it for me.
I think 3's a good amount because you don't have... You've got a middle child, and you've got an elder child, and a younger child. I came from a lot of siblings.
But what about for the world?
If I choose to have 1 kid or 2 kids, that's not going to stop people on the other side of the planet from having 1 kid or 2 kids.
I'm just saying, why does everybody need to have 2 kids or 3 kids? Why does anybody have to have any kids?
I guess it's just kind of written in our like DNA because we're trying to make the human race last. Even though if we just went like 10 years without anyone having kids, it'd probably help the planet more than anything.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. You can tell someone if they're I'll say it anyways, if they're more evolved than other people, because we live in a day and age where we don't need to populate anymore. And so people who are more evolved doesn't feel the necessity to spread their cheese seed. I'm still thinking about my favorite cheese. So.
Thinking about how much you hate cheese now. You gotta spread your cheese all throughout the world.
Spreading their dick cheese all over.
Well, they could do in America what they did in, I think, either China or Japan, where they limit you to 1 kid. Unless it's a girl, then they'll give you 2 kids. But
that's sexist.
Isn't it? But I guess in Japan or China, everybody wants a son, I guess. So if you have a daughter first, they'll allow you to have a son, or try for again.
You get a mulligan.
You get a mulligan. But if you have a son already, you can't have any more kids. In China, it's like we're too populated. We got to stop this shit.
All right, let's bring it back to video games real quick. Well, not real quick, but going off of that sexism thing, how do you feel about sexism in video games?
Dude, what is it? Like, what?
Specifically, what are you talking about? Give us an example.
Specifically, things like the fact that women in games are always things to be saved, or they're just part of the background, or et cetera, yada yada. All the main characters are big buff men, and all video games are just male power trips, et cetera, et cetera. All the feminist bullshit that they spout off about. Just the nonsense that they spout off.
Right.
But as it pertains to video games. Now go.
It does. It depends on the type of video game you're playing, because if you were playing like, it's gonna sound really really sexist, but if you're playing as a hero, you would want the main protagonist to be more of a dominant and masculine character.
Yeah. Because you got to have the confidence to go out into the world and to fight, and you got to be the protector and things like that. That's kind of what like a hero is all about in a way.
Yes,
Right.
and it goes to stereotyping really, and stereotyping is a social tool to have designers, or it lets the player identify who's who.
Yeah.
What type of person this is, or they are.
I don't think the sexism in video games is really all that bad, because, I mean, as far back as Metroid, the main character was a girl. Granted, you didn't know that till the end of the game, and she kicked all sorts of ass.
Yeah, but she was still a super thin-waisted, big-breasted, beautiful woman. You're not allowed to be that in video games. That's
Could you
sexist.
really tell, though, because the graphics were not that good.
No, of course not.
So what did it matter? You were still a character. It's just at the end, oh, you were a chick.
No,
Nowadays,
you're wrong. It's sexist.
Is it?
Yep. That's
It
what they say.
really, the designers want to make an attractive character, either if it's male or female, because
It's true.
attractiveness is first impression. They want you to feel good about
Yeah.
the person you are playing. If you
Yeah.
make like some like bold like feminist main protagonist, no one's gonna play it because they don't want to see. They don't want to constantly see an ugly creature.
Unless you're badass looking. You can be ugly and badass looking, but you can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Creature. Yeah, I get you. Gotcha.
That's why, like, it all comes down to character design. It's not sexist. People just are overthinking, or not overthink, but they're just sensitive.
It's
And
true.
This world has to be PC now, so you can't make good video games, or else that's sexist or offensive, or no matter what you do, you're offending someone.
Oh, yeah, of course. You will always offend somebody for some reason because people look for reasons to be offended.
Pretty much.
Everyone wants to be a victim.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's,
Everyone wants to feel oppressed all the time.
but you gotta be smart about
I
it.
know that from the fucking experience. Huh?
I get,
No. Everyone does not want to feel oppressed. Everyone wants everyone else to think that they're oppressed. They don't want to actually be oppressed. They just want everything.
Yeah.
They want all the pity and attention that comes with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit.
And I this is another sexist statement, but I always see that in females all the time. Like, almost every female I've met is like, oh, I've been molested. Feel
Yes.
sorry for me. I've been raped. Feel sorry for me.
I think I stopped a girl, the last girl that told me this, and I honestly asked her, is this just a common thing? Because every girl I've met has told me a story like that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, wow, either guys are really, really bad, or they're... Because I truly believe that, not that girls are asking for it, I'm never going to say that, but you look in the mirror, you know how you dress. Presumably you're going to look at yourself at least once before you leave. How are you going to sit there and be mad that someone's gonna look at you or whistle at you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, granted, that doesn't mean that that's an open invitation to get have people come on to you, but or that should limit your clothing choice. But be aware that if you wear a Slipknot shirt to a church, yes, people are gonna look at you. Yes, people are going to probably eyeball you because that's not the norm in that situation.
Exactly.
Because you listen to shitty music, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say. Feel sorry for those churchgoers because they got to sit through church and then they got to see that guy with a Slipknot shirt.
That's just a double.
It's a double whammy. It's just like yuck, with a side of yuck.
But do you think it's the same both ways? I mean, do you think guys get as much? How do you say? The same kind of attention? Like we have to be just as.
No, it's not the same kind of attention. We do get attention. I'm not allowed to have a mustache because everyone's gonna think I'm a fucking child diddler or something.
Child diddler. Yeah, right.
Yeah, mustaches have become synonymous with touching underage genitalia.
You think that's the mustache stereotype?
Yes.
Nowadays.
It is. Well, it's either that or you're just some stupid fucking hipster wearing it ironically. And I'm not sure which is worse.
That is bad.
Yeah.
To say that like you hipsters are no better than pedophiles.
Well, I don't like hipsters. So sue me. Freedom of speech. Find a reason to be offended. I will not censor myself.
Yeah, you really did want to grow that mustache, but you know, it just. I don't know why, and it sucks too. You go back to those '80s movies, and everybody was rocking.
People
a stash.
spit on you.
Really?
Yeah, dude. In the '80s, man, to wear a mustache was like a triumph.
It was like a
Nowadays,
manly
people
thing.
just spit on you.
And they tell you to go eat a dick.
Yeah. Did you know
Child's dick.
mustaches used to be a sign of like rebellion?
Oh, really?
Yes. Like I want to say the Dan Carlin, Hardcore History. I want to say when they were talking, he was talking about Thor's angels. They would all wear like mustaches and shit like that because it was like intimidating, and it was like, look at those barbarians with their mustaches, not beards, mustaches.
Maybe that's why bikers have the handlebar mustache, because it's kind of
Well, I always thought that was to mimic their hog, not their dick, their ride.
Oh shit.
Oh god. All right. Let's get back to sexism in video games.
Yeah. That took a dark turn. But I think hero characters. I don't remember the last game I played. Well, I guess Last of Us. Ellie was a teenager. Granted, they're not going to show kids or teenagers in a provocative way, but she really.
Yeah, they are. Haven't you ever played Final Fantasy?
Yeah, but
No, you
Those were
haven't.
the Japanese, so
Yeah, that's the Japanese. They
Japanese
got it
weird.
Relative.
I mean-
They're weird to you.
No, I think
Yeah,
they're even
they're
weird.
weird to
themselves.
me. I mean, I think it's weird that they dress up a male, like a young male character in skimpy clothing.
Yeah, what is that?
I mean,
and that's very popular.
Not to say like to put the female in that position is just fine, but if you do it male to a male, it's weird. I don't know, it's weird to me.
You're just wondering why that's so popular.
Yeah.
Maybe for them, it's they're not so hung up on being, their male characters being very machismo, being like the manly man. They're okay with the effeminate men,
Sensitive.
It's
sensitive men.
I just don't like seeing if you're gonna dress up a man like that, don't make them a protagonist or like some sort of hero, because that gives off the feminine look, or a very
Yeah, it's like a different look on a different archetype.
Right.
Like the slinky, scumbaggy person isn't gonna look like they're dressed like the very regal person.
yeah.
Why would you make Why would you make the person who's supposed to be the leader, the one that stands up and takes charge? Why would you make them seem less, I don't know, capable? If that makes sense.
It goes to like if you look at in World of Warcraft, if you look at Thrall, the before and after pictures of like when he was in charge of the horde, and kind of just now that he's not in charge, he has a softer look now. He's not as intimidating, and but before
he's not in charge of the horde.
Before he was more wrinkled and more masculine looking, because they wanted to give off a look that he was in charge.
It was hardened, and you need to look to him for advice. He knows what he's doing. He has the heavy armor, the big weapon. He's very big and tall. He stands up straight. He's got the broad shoulders. He seems powerful and like forceful and like someone that you would look to as a leader.
Yes. What if your leader was dressed in like skimpy clothing and was like super skinny and soft skinned, beautiful male, very feminine looking?
So Lorthamar.
Yeah.
From the Blood Elves. No, Lorthamar's actually pretty cool, but I know what you mean. It gives off the wrong vibe. I mean, it doesn't need to, and it probably shouldn't, as far as having a truly equal society. But it definitely does have this kind of this feeling to it that's like it's the wrong vibe. You're just giving off the wrong vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems to not line up properly.
But it is a good. Go ahead.
It's all psychology when it comes to character design. Like when people make characters that, like children are meant to look what they use the term baby faced, because it's a like calm, it's a warm feeling, like they take on less responsibilities, so it's all learning. Like you see a character that's baby faced, the child like bigger eyes, soft, the soft look.
I get what you're saying.
Like Zelda or Link in Wind Waker. It's like person with not that many responsibilities taking on responsibilities. It's about I forgot what it's called.
No, but I get what you're saying.
Why are you laughing at him?
What? I'm just Hey, get off my ass.
Do you know this subject?
I don't know
character design.
But I know what you're saying. Like, if Indiana Jones didn't look like Harrison Ford and he looked like, I don't know, a woman, more of a woman, it would be kind of weird.
Because that character is supposed to be macho. Right. You don't have a feminine-looking person as a macho character type.
Right.
Because it doesn't sync up. It's like you wouldn't put, like, high-pitched flutes and then, like, horns and shit over like a gloomy, like dank cave, because that music wouldn't like complement the the scene. You're walking through this place that's supposed to be dark and kind of foreboding, and there's maybe a little bit of dripping, and it's kind of dank and dark and just gloomy. You have music that reflects that. It's the same thing with the character. If the character doesn't like look the way that they act, I guess, if that makes sense, then it doesn't mean the same thing for the player.
They do tend to use it as a comedic device, like in the movie Tangled. They go into the bar and there's all those really tough looking guys, and then they break out into song, and
they all have a soft spot.
They all have a soft spot, and then you just don't see it coming because they look like, a bunch of murderous guys, but then they all have these dreams. It's really weird.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. Just on a little side note, that was a pretty good and okay movie. Not gonna lie.
Eric liked it.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Justin, did you like it?
It was okay. I have it on my PlayStation downloaded.
It's alright movie.
Sorry, what movie were we talking about?
Talking about Tangled.
Tangled.
Oh yeah, I love Tangled.
I heard
Told you.
that movie was super. Yeah, well, I know because I am aware. He has seen it enough times, and I am aware of this. But I heard that movie was super expensive because her hair was very well detailed.
Yeah.
Nice.
and it took a lot of money and a lot of time to get it like just right. And
I believe it.
yes,
Mm-hmm. You know who else took a lot of money and time to get it just right?
No.
Well, for
Just wait.
Bioshock, the water, the team that did the water.
Oh.
Oh, water is, I hear, on a technical
Most
side,
difficult.
the hardest part to make because of the way water works.
I don't know. I don't do any of that. But I imagine wouldn't be
Fair
super
bit.
super easy.
Speaking of Tangled, I like stumbled upon this one feminist. She like recreated all the Disney princesses to make them realistic looking, because you know how skinny they are.
Right?
Yeah, and then she made them all not fat, but I guess
Pudgy.
thick. Yeah, I saw that too.
Fat to me, but
And there was, for me, it was just like unnecessary.
Yes, it was completely unnecessary. Like, to go out your way to do that. I don't know.
Because
It's just-
society makes women have unrealistic waist proportions. Because anybody who's fat is just gross.
You know what? I've known a couple of girls who have those body types, though.
Yeah.
The super skinny, like the
Yeah, it's like
Really
the
realistic.
triangle or the hourglass body type.
You see them, and they're attractive. They're not my cup of tea, but I can see why they'd be attractive.
Most of them I know that are that shape, I guess, are athletic. So
Right?
maybe it's saying something.
That's
You know.
another thing. Why is it bad to be skinny? Like, I understand being too skinny, Chris, but why is
Cheers.
it bad to be skinny? These Disney princesses are unrealistic because they're not fucking fat asses like everyone else in the goddamn country.
It's
Right?
because
America.
it's
Country I'm
because
talking about.
I assume the feminist that did this doesn't like the idea that there's these Disney movies that lots and lots of kids will see, boys and girls, and maybe to her it's giving off this idea that guys want girls that look like this, and girls think that if I look like this, then I will have the same life that this chick or this heroine had. But I don't know about you, but as a kid, I wasn't watching these movies like, look how skinny that chick is.
Yeah, I did not give a single shit.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was caring more about, is that a fucking dragon? Is that guy gonna pierce the dragon with his sword? Which he did.
Yeah, I was just too busy singing along.
Not all Disney movies have songs in them, though.
Only the good ones.
Whoa! Clearly you have not seen the older ones. Clearly.
Like what?
Pinocchio.
Nope.
Pinocchio's had songs.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Bitch.
Snow White? That had songs.
Nope.
Snow White had songs.
But it did have songs.
Yeah, they all have songs, but no. What about the something in the cauldron, the black cauldron?
Never saw it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Well, that point is moot.
That one's a forgettable one, probably because it doesn't have songs in it. See?
Yep. There you go.
Shit. But
But
Let it go. Let it go.
God, no. I think Frozen was shit. Not really shit, but it was just not
It was
as
frozen
good.
shit.
It wasn't as good as the rest of them.
yeah, it really blew up though. Like, not having never seen it, I just kept seeing people doing parodies of it. People like doing their versions of that fucking song that everyone likes to sing.
Yeah. I would like society to just let it go and stop fucking singing that stupid song.
Can we agree? Can we agree that the best Disney movie is The Lion King? Can we agree on that?
No,
No.
we can't.
What?
Not a fan of Hamlet.
Even though that was my favorite Disney movie, no.
What do you think is the best Disney movie if it's not The Lion King?
Hunchback
no
of Notre
best.
Dame.
That's a dark movie though. That's like pretty dark
Yes.
for Disney.
Yes,
movie.
it is.
But do you think that's better than The Lion
lights
King?
a fucking cabin or cottage on fire with a family in it. Yes, it's a dark movie.
He was gonna stab a baby to death too, or drown it. I'm
Yes.
not sure which.
No, he was going to throw the baby in a well. And then what about the whole Court of Miracles? Even the good guys are fucking assholes.
And that movie actually gives a really mixed message about gypsies. Are gypsies good? Are they bad? What's going on with that?
They steal,
They steal, but they're good people. It's kind of a weird.
but they dance well. They're hot. That's the message. Gypsies are hot. But they'll go for the hot guy instead of you who do everything for them. So the message is that you can work your whole life for something, and then society will shit in your oatmeal.
No, the real lesson is if you like a chick, you probably shouldn't threaten to burn her at the cross, because that's not a good way to
Yeah.
get with them.
No, the message is if you're ugly, you have to work really hard and then get nothing.
Well, if you're an ugly woman, it's like being a man.
Fucking goddamn.
Well executed, Chris. Well executed.
I didn't remember the whole joke though. It was like
It
something
was like
about-
I was watching the special.
I didn't need to say that.
You pretty much said it when you were telling the joke.
I know, but nobody would have noticed if you hadn't said anything.
That's why I did it. I wanted everyone to notice so they could call you on it.
Oh, okay, okay. Can't let me have that joke there. Can't let me credit myself for that one like slide of a joke.
See, this is on topic. No matter how hard you work, you get nothing.
Exactly. Eric knows. Eric,
yeah.
well done. That was actually really good of you. You did it.
See, I didn't even have to work that hard. And I still got something.
See, and the lesson there is that if you just shit on other people, you're successful.
So the lesson is, if you're beautiful, you get whatever you want.
Pretty much.
Yes,
Always.
that's life. That is life.
I think it's funny that I was reading a book, and it was pretty much... It goes back to the whole character design. With, like, beautiful people make other people happy. And for some reason, that's how our
Yeah,
brains
people are more
work.
likely to trust an attractive person.
That's why there's so many beautiful people on TV. Because...
People like to see pretty.
True. It's because if you're not attracted to that gender, you want to look like them, and if you are attracted to that gender, you want to be with them, kind of, sort of, on some kind of level.
Unless you're gay.
Unless you're gay.
Right.
Yeah.
So back
I
to
know
video
peop-
games. I
I know
feel.
people.
Oh,
You feel? No. Fuck that.
no, you.
Back to video
I'm gonna
games.
go cut myself.
I feel.
Oh, I feel like. Well, I just lost my train of thought. What about you guys? What do you guys feel like in video games?
Oh, what do you guys think of the what do you call it? The quick time, the quick action, the
Quick time events, QTEs.
yeah. Because I was watching JonTron and he's like, I hate those things. You know, why have them in there?
Why not?
Because they break the flow of everything. Unless the entire game is like that, then it's kind of
They break the flow of the cutscenes, so you can't just sit back and ignore the cutscenes.
well.
Chris.
What? I don't ignore the cutscenes.
I thought you hated story.
Okay, see now you're putting words in my mouth. I don't hate the story. I just don't always pay attention to the story. But look at Resident Evil. One of the Resident Evil games, you're just sitting there enjoying the cinematics, and then out of nowhere, you're in a knife fight.
That
and
was
if
4.
was that 4? Okay, in 4, if you don't hit the button fast enough, you died. You're like, oh,
You
I
get
didn't.
killed by Jack Krauser.
Right, you weren't prepared for that. And what are you supposed to do? Sit there with the controller in your hand the entire cutscene?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you don't,
put the, why do you put the controller down?
because some cutscenes,
Is the cutscene like a break for you?
some games have really long cutscenes, and there's really no
Metal
point.
Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. For
Everything else doesn't matter. Some games have long cutscenes. No games have long cutscenes except for Metal Gear Solid.
instance, no games have long cutscenes. That's what you're gonna tell me.
Except for Metal Gear Solid.
Final Fantasy has long cutscenes. Kingdom Hearts
What if-
has long cutscenes.
What if the
What's
whole game is
long
pretty much
for you?
a cutscene?
That's Metal Gear.
Yeah, seriously.
Metal Gear.
What about Heavy Rain?
But Heavy
Oh.
Rain is all gameplay.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain. Boom. There you go, Chris. That's entirely QTEs.
Yeah, but see, that's what I was saying. If it's entirely QTEs, that's fine. But if it's not, see, that's the thing. If let's say you're playing a game, and every cutscene but one is just a normal cutscene, and you have one with a QTE, why put it in there?
Why not? Just
Because-
to fuck with the person watching. Keep them on their toes. Let them know that they think they've got you figured out, but they don't have you figured out.
It's an anxiety test. Do you have anxiety or not?
I don't know if you guys know this, but on the 3DS, it says there's a warning label that says if you're under 6 years old, the 3D can damage your eyes.
Anything can damage your eyes.
That's weird to me though. Why at 7 years old are your eyes just developed enough that 3D images don't fuck with them?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. They just found that out. I wonder how they found that out. They just tested.
They probably tested it.
They just made a bunch of kids go partially blind from 3D images.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
they gathered medical research.
If they want to do it the boring way, maybe.
Okay, yeah, let's just fucking damage a bunch of 7-year-olds' eyes. And or younger.
Sounds
But
like a good time to me.
You damage some of their eyes so that you can save a bunch of eyes.
Lawsuits. That's all I gotta say.
It's Japan. They don't have lawsuits.
Dude, you guys are so racist.
What do you mean, you guys?
Well,
you
I was
you
lumping
people.
you in because of things you've said earlier, Eric, about Japanese. You guys like the Japs? I like the Japs for bringing me such gems as Mario and Zelda and Pokemon.
I don't.
Oh.
It's not the reasons why I like them. Actually, it's false. I don't like them at all.
I still don't get the whole yellow. Calling them yellow. They don't have a yellow tint to me. They're just kind of tan.
I don't know. What do we call Indians or Native Americans redskins?
Because they have a reddish tint to them, apparently.
We don't anymore.
Oh yeah, because of the. Yeah, because it's a derogatory word now, which is weird
Why?
Everything's a derogatory term.
for somebody.
Based
Yeah.
on your intentions. Like,
Hey.
I could call someone a fuckface, but it doesn't mean anything until I say, hey, fuckface. It's got to have the meaning behind it.
Yeah, the inflection.
No, you could probably just go up to someone in passing and say, "Hey, fuckface," and they.
Hey, what's up, fuckface?
Hey, what's up, fuckface? Yeah, and they'd still be like, "Whoa, what? What's going on?"
You know, when you think about it, it's actually a compliment. You're insinuating that they fuck faces. And what's a more dominating way to fuck somebody than in the mouth?
But what if you call someone a face fuck?
As
A
in,
face fuck.
they fuck
Hmm.
with their faces.
I don't know.
Oh.
I guess, again, it all comes back to intentions.
Wouldn't it be conolingus though? Wouldn't that just be conolingus?
Not if it's with a man.
Well, what is it? What is it called when it's with a man? Just
Fellatio.
fellatio. Yeah. Weird.
Fellatio.
Anywho's,
You're
I don't
gonna
know
have
how
to
we
cut
got-
all these like pauses out.
I really do. It's gonna be.
He
fun.
intends to.
I intend to.
Hell yeah.
You're going to cut back like a half an hour off of this podcast because apparently we're just not on form today.
I swear it's because we tried to have a topic instead of just because the
Instead
first
of just
episode.
going.
Yeah,
You
the
know what?
first,
How long do we have?
we've been.
Like-
I've got an hour and 42. Granted, there's probably like at least 5 minutes of that's stuff before we wanted the show to start.
Hmm.
So we've been on for like an hour and a half at least.
But how much stuff is like? How long are we planning on doing this?
Planning? Like 2 hours, maybe up to 3.
If we have enough things to talk about.
Oh.
Uh,
We just need more on-screen chemistry.
Yes, we do.
We need stuff to talk about. We probably just have to talk about what we've done since the last. Oh, by the way, there's another show called SitEcast. Go check that out. But anyway, we should probably just talk about what we did during the week.
Yes. How was New
Side
Year's? All of years. You guys.
Well, how was your New Year's, Eric?
Well,
I just fucking asked you.
well, my New Year's night, I got drunk with Ryan and we stayed up till like 5:40 in the morning. So that was fun. And then Friday we actually had a party, and Christopher and his missus came over with Toad and his missus, and miss us. And Anthony came over, Ryan was here, my brother eventually came, and we just burned like Christmas trees and shit. And then they left all early because I want to sleep before going to work.
Yes, I would like to sleep before an 11-hour shift. I would.
That's it.
Ooh.
11 hours.
Hey, whoa, that's long for me. Gosh darn it.
Who is this guy?
Anyways, my New Year's. I went to Seattle.
Oh.
Like I hung out with one of my furry friends because I have nothing better to do.
To clarify, he's not a friend of yours that is very hairy.
She.
She. Oh, even better. Wonderful.
Oh. No, she's a furry, as in the furry fandom.
Right.
Yes, you know.
She's a dog person.
No, she's not. Stop lying to our listeners. I was about to say viewers, but
Stop lying to our listeners. She is not part animal.
she's a gender fluid hyena.
What does that
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that fucking means.
That means that, remember, we already looked up these. That means that she's transgendered, not transsexual, because she's not modified. That means that she doesn't identify with the sex of her being born, of her.
Well, he said
birth.
Gender fluid.
that's what I was
think-
asking about.
I think that
Fluid,
means
it's either.
Yeah, like one day she wants to be male, the other day she wants to be a female.
Exactly. And then she's a hyena when she does it.
Yes, or her fursona.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Hell yeah.
does she have druidic powers?
I don't know.
Well, shit. I would have expected you to at least know.
Wait, what does that mean? What does that even mean? Dreude?
Does she transform into anything?
Fuck, a male and a female. I'm guessing.
Cool. I want to know how that works.
Justin, do you remember Comet the Super Horse?
Yes.
The fuck. So Eric, there is a super horse. It's
The
a
big dick.
It's a no, maybe I don't know, but he is the companion of Supergirl, and his power is that he can fly and change genders at will.
Yes.
So he's gender fluid, I guess. right?
Yeah, but in what case is that a unique? Why would you need that power on your superpower?
Look at all those horses. Holy shit, that one's male. Get him.
I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
I didn't write the character. Why are you asking me?
I'm asking just in general. Why would you make a horse that can change genders as the companion to essentially a god among men walking around?
Well, let me answer your question with a question of my own. Why does it matter?
I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I don't know.
And let me answer your question with a question. Why'd you fucking interrupt me and not let me continue my story?
Because I thought you were done. Loud audible sigh.
Anyways, we went up to Seattle and we went to go like look at the pretty fireworks because that's what you do on New Year's Eve, I guess. I don't know. And we got up to Seattle. We didn't really feel like watching fireworks, and then we watched a bunch of street performers, made fun of people. I bought a hip hop album from a guy selling it on the street, autographed and everything.
Oh shit.
Green and B is his name. Green and B.
Okay. Green and B.
Then I ate a shit ton of food and I went to a party.
Sounds badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes. What is it with like females? I bring a female to a party and then every female hates her. Just all of a sudden.
Well,
That has never happened to me, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it has happened to you.
Aw.
I know.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
do you know the chicks at the party beforehand?
yes.
So you bring a girl to a party, and all the other girls there just dislike the girl you bring.
Yes. The reason was because she didn't say hi when she walked into the apartment. I'm like, I didn't say fucking hi. Why
Yeah,
would
but
I?
But they know you. You don't need to say hi. But this, stranger.
So she didn't do anything wrong. Is my point.
Because girls are vindictive.
Yeah, maybe they all want my dick. They all want my wiener.
Your pee-pee?
They, they want to suckle on my pee-pee and give me smooches all over my wiener.
Smooches. But who doesn't want that?
Chris.
Who doesn't want to get smooches, or who doesn't want to give smooches?
I said, who doesn't want to smooch Eric's dick?
Yeah, Eric's right. I don't want to smooch his dick.
Smooch his pee-pee, excuse me.
My pee-pee.
We just sort of devolved. You want to cut this whole part out there? We
Hell
can
no.
actually just stop and try again later? You...
Just cut
Let's
out
just do
every.
a second episode. Let's just merge them. Merge all of the episode 1 and 2 of today. Part 1. Side 1. No, you already have side. Part 1.
Part one.
Nah,
one.
that's okay.
Shoot.
We'll
But I
make
think-
an anthology.
Well, you didn't tell us how your New Year's Eve was, Chris.
I was
Yeah,
at.
you son of a bitch.
I stayed
Yeah.
home. I
Yeah.
got Chinese food, and I watched the first Austin Powers movie.
I have to ask, what is it with New Year's Eve and Chinese food?
I don't know. It's maybe because it's like first of all they deliver it a lot of places, and it's,
No, I'm just saying, like, I've heard people say that it's a tradition to have Chinese food on New Year's Eve. I'm like, I don't want to start
I think they're being different.
I don't want to start the new year with diarrhea and salmonella or E. coli.
God.
Not salmonella. Well, yeah, I guess you could say salmonella. Chinese food. Schwarz.
Like, yeah, that was my New
we're
Year's.
awful. We're just awful. We all suck.
ah,
Dude, why do you have Iron Giant as your icon?
son of a bitch.
Didn't we already talk about that?
What? Okay, topics.
Video games.
That was
All
the
right,
topic,
let's
wasn't
do
it?
some game design. Let's do some game
Who
design.
is your favorite villain?
From a video game.
Yes.
Wow, that's a tough one.
No, it's not.
It is. There's a lot of games.
Mario?
Mario.
Well, come on, he's a dick.
Yeah. I could see him being as a villain.
He is a total douche.
Your favorite antagonist, whether side antagonist or main antagonist.
Chris, do you have one?
Yes.
We're waiting.
I'm going
Would you-
with. I'm gonna go with Waluigi because there's just something really creepy and weird about him.
Name a game you've played that has Waluigi as the villain.
As the
So-
villain, Mario Tennis.
Okay.
So Wario's and wait, are they all
Good choice.
related? Like Wario, Waluigi, Mario, Luigi,
Mm-mm.
Daisy, Toad.
Nah.
I think mine would have to be Voss from Far Cry 3.
He was pretty cool. He was. Always on your ass talking about shit, about insanity.
And then you know from the beginning he's just insane.
Oh,
What the hell was that?
What?
Nothing.
Okay, for me, villain-wise, I'm going to have to say... Ooh, there are a lot of really good game villains. Not Bowser. Bowser's cool, but the best? Nah, not Bowser. Ganon's pretty fucking sick, but not Ganon. Who's best video game villain? Help me out here, guys. Mario, that's what I got. Mario's a dick.
Well, there you go. It was Mario. Next.
Next.
Chris, are you
How about
away from the computer?
the bottomless pit? That is the worst villain. The bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit.
It's killed more players than an actual enemy has.
That's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is your all-time favorite like scenario or event in a video game? Any video game?
Ooh. This one's gonna have spoiler alert.
And we don't want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Go ahead. Hey, I'm gonna do that after this podcast.
Oh, me too.
Scenario.
We can do it together.
I do like the Halloween events for TF2. Those are
Nice.
Oh, I meant like just like any event, like
When
Like-
something big happens in a game,
Oh, okay.
like a story sequence.
I do
I
like.
thought in Final Fantasy IX it was really cool when you're on the airship with you guys will know what I'm talking about probably, but Aiko's there and you're up on the airship, and then down in the castle I want to say Garnet's there, and Bahamut attacks Alexandria, and then they call Alexander? Was that who it was? They call it a giant summon with these huge ass wings to fucking save the day, and he like fights Bahamut and takes him out and shit, and Aiko falls off the top of the airship and like flies down, and they meet each other and they like summon him into the air, and Zidane shows up. It was pretty cool. Play Final Fantasy IX, Chris and
Oh.
Eric.
What about in Skyrim when you essentially get to go to Asgard? That was kind of cool.
you know, for
That was cool.
for how long I've been playing Skyrim, I still haven't beaten the main story.
Do it, dude. You get to go to Sopengard,
The equivalent of Asgard.
Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla, not Asgard, but yeah, essentially.
It is pretty cool. That's another thing that the first time I played Skyrim, when you first beat that first dragon, like, well, first of all, the first epic moment when you start playing Skyrim, obviously, they're reading you whatever, and they're about to cut your head off, and then the fucking dragon shows up, Alduin, and all hell breaks loose. That was a great moment. But right after you kill the first dragon, and you like absorb its soul, and then you just hear like a giant fucking like crack, and then yelling. And then when you go talk to the Jarl, he's like, the Greybeards are calling you. What the fuck are the Greybeards? And then you climb the 7,000 steps. You like fight a troll, and you come up to the peak of this gigantic mountain. And then you find out there is a group of people that they live on the top of this mountain, and they train their voice because when they yell, it does magic. And they're called Greybeards. Come on. And then when you meet the fucking the leader of the Greybeards, the keeper, Parthenax or whatever the fuck his name is, up on top of it, the fucking dragon. Oh, that's a good moment, in my opinion. Boom.
I don't think I have one.
Never?
Never. Ever.
Goddamn. You
It's hard
play
to
some better
say.
games.
Shit.
Shit.
Dude, I play so many games. I don't. Maybe that's
Maybe
it.
that's
I play
the problem.
so many games. I'm just like emotionless to what's going on.
Play Final Fantasy VII.
Seriously, you. And
There's
the
another one for you.
No, I
Final
have a boycott.
Fantasy VII. What the fuck did you
Said
say?
no. I have a boycott on Japanese products.
Oh, yeah?
No, I
But
just
in
don't
Final
like.
Fantasy VII, when you learn about Sephiroth, like, he fucks everybody up, burns the town down. And then right after that, there's a fucking marsh. You can't go across the marsh because there's a gigantic snake monster that will wreck your shit called the Midgar Zolom, right? And he will
Alright.
wreck your shit. So you have to do this little side quest where you catch a chocobo so you can outrun it and get across the marsh, right? You get across the marsh, and before you can enter the Mithril Mines, it like enters you into a little like temporary zone basically, and it's a field and a tree. And the tree has like no branches, but it's all spiked at the top. And the fucking Midgar Zolom is just pierced on top of the spike, right? Just dead. And then you just walk up and you're like, oh, I guess Sephiroth came through here. Holy shit! Why are we even following this guy? Like, There's so many great moments in video games, brah. Just gotta pay attention. Just gotta feel it.
I guess mine. Shit, I don't know. I really don't know. Probably the event where fucking Thrall takes on Garage Hellscream. I like that.
That was awesome. That was really cool.
Or even
Fuck
like
yeah.
oh shit, I can't remember the dungeon, the fucking Lich King.
The
'Cause I was
Lich King?
bored and I ran through it. I was bored and I ran
Oh,
through
Icecrown?
it. And yes, I was just reading the story behind, or like paying attention halfway to the story.
Yeah.
Just the fact that like Sylvanas, we were running away from fucking Lich King.
Oh yeah, that dungeon. I remember that one. You like come
Yes.
across you come across Frostmourne. I think it's called the Halls of Reflection. But you
Yeah.
come across Frostmourne, and then like Uther's soul comes out and starts talking to you about shit, and you find out like what you got to do, and you find out that the Lich King's coming, and then he just shows up, and then the dungeon, Chris, is essentially Sylvanas if you're Horde, or Jaina if you're Alliance, is like holding the Lich King back, and the dungeon is you just escaping him. It's pretty awesome because the fucking Lich King is chasing you. Got anything to say? You're kind of being quiet.
I was listening. If you're talking about World of Warcraft, I've only played so much of it, so I'm kind of like, alright, I'm gonna listen. Just gonna.
But you can still comment. Like, you may not know it, but just I'm giving you kind of like a rough outline of what happens. You can come up with an opinion, come up with something to say.
I have played it, and I think it's got a good story, but I'm just not that into MMOs. I've tried a couple of them, and I just can never get into them.
Well, I meant specifically about the scene I was just talking about, not the game as a whole.
Oh, it sounds
You're being chased by the motherfucking Lich King.
which is cool, but I don't know how scary the Lich King is.
So the Lich King
I mean, I've seen the
threatens
trailers.
all life on Azeroth. So
Because of him,
Yeah.
or because of his horde of undead?
because
of
of
him.
him. He, by himself, I guess I never did the raid myself, but when you fight the Lich King for the final boss fight, after you beat him, he just kills the whole raid. He just kills you. And the only reason, because like story-wise, he was going to raise the raid as his army, because he can just do that. He can just kill you, and then now you're his. You're his puppet. But, like, Kyrian or someone shows up and fights him and resurrects you, or what have you. But, like, this is a big bad motherfucker.
Okay. Like, I don't know. I guess just from the video, he seems cool, but I don't know how scary he is. Mono. That dragon that you showed me looked pretty scary. If that thing was chasing.
Deathwing,
Yeah.
the whole world burn under my wings. Yeah, Deathwing's fucking scary. What a beast, the aspect of death.
You still can't solo his raid, or her raid, rather. Well, what was it called? What was that raid called?
Dragon Soul?
Dragon Soul. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done Cataclysm shit, so could not tell you.
That's not a soloable raid.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
bet it can be. I bet somehow someone's soloed it. They know what they're doing or whatever.
It's difficult because I tried it and I had to get my
Mhm.
friend on with me, and the mount didn't drop, so I was like, "Fuck this."
That sucks. You know what's fucking annoying? As far as that goes, I want to go back and do Ulduar because I missed out on it when I was playing Wrath because I wasn't really like a raider. But the first boss, Flame Leviathan, I mean, I haven't tried it in a while, but as far as I know from the last time I did it, he's like impossible to solo. It's fucking gay.
It's gay. Gay.
It's just Chris,
Yeah.
the Flame Leviathan is a gigantic siege tank that spits fire and summons shit and whatnot. And to beat him, you have to get a group of people in various demolishers and like siege engines and shit like that to blow him up. And then he's got these 4 towers that give him extra buffs and stats and shit. And yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
quick, do a voice of a Russian actor playing as a Spanish conquistador.
I got nothing.
We're waiting.
You're really quiet. Is there something wrong?
You need to turn your mic up.
No, nah,
Nah.
nah.
Are you getting head?
Oh,
No.
you probably. That's right. That makes sense. Are you giving head?
Are you? What's that wet smacking noise?
I don't know. It's coming from your ends, guys. I don't know.
That's actually coming from me. I am in fact giving head. Actually.
You're just very good at multitasking.
Yeah, I've got a dick in my mouth right now. You can't hear it because I'm just that good.
Now both of you are getting quieter. The hell, man?
I don't know.
Am I the only one?
I don't know, but this is a pretty good podcast we got going on here.
I'm
Are you
telling
sure?
I'm telling you, it's because we had a topic, and I think we just do better without a topic.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of true.
So
Should
maybe,
just
people
come up
don't
with
like
more
that.
questions.
They don't like when we ramble about shit.
Ramble about like I don't know.
Game
we-
design. Let's talk about game design.
I mean, we can still have a topic, but I don't know. I feel like we're trying too hard to stay on it when we don't have to. We can just talk about any little thing we want to.
I'm
Let's
not
talk
trying at
about
all.
in-game economies. Games that have in-game economies and sustaining those economies. Chris, go. What's your idea for a way to create a self-sustaining in-game economy?
You know what? I've honestly never given any thought to that.
Yeah,
Give some thought now.
I have no
Okay,
knowledge.
so this is what
on-
you're gonna need. You're gonna need gold sinks. The reason you need gold sinks, not sinks made of gold. You don't need lavish bathrooms. What I mean by gold sink is something to do in a game that requires you to spend money, but that money is deleted upon being given to the vendor. I.e., you're giving up actual cash as opposed to giving cash to another player in game, right? Make sense?
Right?
The reason you need these sinks is because money is constantly being created, and because there's more and more money out there, it's depreciating the value of the currency.
Right.
When you have gold sinks, it gets that money out of the economy and makes it brings the value up of, the gold or the rupee or the drachma or whatever, what
Okay.
have you. Boom. Got anything to add to that?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
God, this sucks. You guys need to get drunk beforehand or something. You guys need to be fun.
Yeah, talking about the economy is fun.
Yeah, like I've never given
Yeah,
any
fuck
thought
you.
to that at all, and you're just
Why
like, hey, how
not?
do you do it? I don't know.
I just never really thought of
Okay.
it. Or
Okay.
let's talk about.
Well, what about video game maps? Let's talk about designing a zone for an area. What kinds
Let's
of
just
things
create
would you guys
one right
do?
now.
Let's do it. All right.
Just
So
fucking
it's a swamp. First and foremost, the area is a swamp.
hell no, desert.
Desert's cool. Fucking. Or
I'll go fuck myself. Complete
I'm just
opposite.
gonna fucking like down all your ideas.
Justin, I swear your catchphrase is going to be, I'll go fuck myself.
That is my catchphrase in life.
You just
You
start the
know
show
me,
like
don't
that.
you?
Hi, I'm Justin, and I'm gonna go fuck myself.
I thought we already went over this. That was what that sound was.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm fucking myself.
He's just
Get
very
up in
good.
there. Nice and deep.
Nice and deep.
Yeah. I'm just so practiced that there's no sound anymore.
Oh.
You guys are like getting quieter and quieter. I don't know if you're like turning on your volume or.
I haven't
Is that
touched
like-
any.
Not.
I haven't messed with
touched my
anything.
volume. Let's just hope in the actual recording that everything turns out fine. You're
I
still
mean-
recording, right?
Oh,
We're not
yeah.
just a bunch of jackasses.
It's like
I can always turn the volume up. It just will be a little difficult to, like, if one of us is really loud and the other two are really quiet, it'll be a little hard, but I can do it. I got this.
oh right,
Okay.
okay. So a swamp, a marsh,
A desert,
quagmire,
Okay.
a valley,
Quagmire. Yes, a quagmire.
forest.
No,
and
shut up.
Yo,
A swamp. A marsh, a quagmire.
I know this is completely off topic, but I gotta say this to you, Justin, because I saw this. I saw this magic card. It's a 2 cost. It's a water card.
God damn it.
Okay.
And what it does is it gives you get to okay. So essentially, after the end of your turn, you get to go again before the other person has a turn.
Yeah, you get to do your second. You get to do another turn.
That's fucking obscene, dude.
Why is that obscene?
Because it's a 2 cost card to gain an extra turn.
Yeah, that's good, but obscene?
Yes. For that low a cost, yes.
I don't know.
That could make or break.
I'm not a
right
pro Magic player. I'm not a pro Magic player. Share with me the practical applications.
there. Okay.
Prove to me that it's so powerful.
You swarm the field. You use up everyone but the last 2, so you can use that card. Then you play it, and then you get all your mana back. You draw a card. I mean, it's just the fact that you get an extra turn. How is that not practical?
I didn't say it wasn't practical, but I said it was not obscene. So, let's right here. You draw that card, you play it, you get a new card. Essentially, all it's doing is letting you attack twice if you have anything to attack with. But you still have to draw it. It's still a card in your hand, so it's not like it puts you ahead draw-wise.
It does put you ahead draw-wise because you get 1 card, and you get to attack, like you said, twice.
Yeah, but you use the card to replace itself in your hand.
You make a point, but...
Yeah, it's not as good as you think it is, but I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't think it's obscene.
You make a point. You make a point. So yeah.
So our marsh will be filled with like eel people, and they slither around on the ground. They don't have any legs, but they slither around. They're like mud puppies,
I'm still waiting.
but they're sentient.
I'm still waiting for the Elder Scrolls where you get to go where the Khajiit live.
To Elsewhere?
Yes.
I want to go to the Black Marsh,
With all the
where death everywhere.
what are they called?
Argonians.
Argonians, where the Argonians live.
Yes, where there's death everywhere.
The Black Marsh? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go where there's death everywhere? Granted,
It'd be harder.
Granted, it's Elder Scrolls. There's death everywhere. But
Everywhere.
Because it's more of a challenge. It's harder.
I heard that that's going to be the next Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls 6. It's going to be in the Black Marsh.
Baby!
I was hoping for Elsewhere.
Hell yeah.
Elsewhere?
Elsewhere? Yeah,
Remember,
I really want to see
Eric,
Elsewhere.
Exactly.
You and I were discussing Elsewhere, and the idea that the focus is more like merchant-based, more economically based, because of the way that Khajiit are natural like merchants.
Yeah, something like that.
That would be awesome. You can like have your own cartel in a way, of like a whole bunch of like merchants working underneath you that travel around, and you can like supply them with different kinds of things and whatnot, and influence the global, well, not global, but the country market, I guess, the
trade.
society, the trade. Yeah, exactly. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be cool in a different way, I would think, because it's like I said, I do like cutting dragons down and shit like that, but I also at times like influencing the kingdom in a different way, but not by running over hookers.
Hey, that's affecting the economy of that place. You kill a hooker, they just lost income right there.
Yeah,
That's not
they also lost
at
their
all.
life.
But you get money out of the deal. That's what you do. You go up, you have sex with the hookers, they restore your health, and then you kill them for the money you spent on them.
Yeah.
But then,
Or you could just like, eat a fucking donut without like the murder.
well, then you get fat.
Oh, okay. See, now killing hookers has a practical reason.
Right, because you should not kill the hookers because they'll sit there and they'll heal you for like a couple dollars. But, but if you eat food, you get fat. You have to eat food or else you'll die, but if you eat like donuts, you'll get fat.
Oh, really?
The fuck are you talking about, Chris?
Well, we're not talking about GTA.
No, he went to take a piss. He went to drain the sea monster.
Yes.
Yay. And from what Justin says, it is a monster.
Like, what
Yeah.
kind of monster?
It's an eel person.
If you can have any monster just be your dick, what would it be?
any monster to be my dick, like the whole monster is my dick, or my dick is that monster's dick. Okay, so not a mummy because of decay. Probably not Swamp Thing because it'd be really mossy.
And fishy.
Fucking. What's his name?
What about the Wolfman? It'd be really
Shit.
hairy, but it'd still be.
It'd be vicious. It'd be clawing at people, trying to turn them. A vampire, so it could turn into a bat, and I could fly around by my bat cock. Plus, I would be able to say that I had a bat cock.
Batcock.
Oh my god. A Frankenstein cock would be kind of weird because it'd be gross and.
It'd fall apart. Need too much maintenance.
I would want the toxic.
And
Avenger.
it would be decayed. Oh,
The
that's a
toxic
good
Avenger
answer.
cock.
But is he a monster or just a misunderstood mutant?
Hero. He's a hero.
I think both.
Just a little bit
Yeah.
of both.
Yeah, I think it's both. No, I think it's a lot of bit of both.
A lot of bit of both.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see where you're going with that.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So we're at the 2 hour and 15-minute mark. I think this might be a good place
To stop?
to come to a close.
Okay, I was gonna say. We're having such good conversations right now. You can't break us up now with all this dead air.
Yeah.
You watch. You watch. It's gonna drop it by half an hour, just removing all the dead air.
Exactly.
I don't know why this time around we couldn't. We talked like. I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, WebM. Oh, well. Oh, it didn't load properly. It's all like laggy. I
Oh,
can't.
that's a shame.
What am I watching?
It's really creepy. What? Seriously.
Is that like Pyramid Head's brother?
I have no idea.
Horsehead.
Dude, his nose is flopping around. Okay, so Eric
love
has just sent us a gif of an animated man fucking an animated woman in the ass, but he's got this crazy horse head that's flopping around, and she's reaching for a badly animated gun.
We'll post a link in the description below.
Oh, you can see a nipple.
Oh, can you?
Post a yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
you
post a
can.
link in the description.
It's not a
Yeah.
badly animated gun. It's a decent looking gun.
It's a block. It doesn't even have a look. Where's the hole in the barrel?
It's
Badly animated.
It's because the shadow overtakes it.
Oh, is that why?
But I am glad that that's what you notice more than the floppy horse.
I already mentioned the floppy horse face.
I didn't say face. I said nose. The nose is just going all over the place.
And probably the dick.
And
Hell
how do you know? How do you know he's having sex with her in the ass?
I guess I just kind of assumed that one.
Were you assuming or were you hoping?
Probably a bit of both.
Right.
Well, that was a fun
Um,
diversion. Thank you for that, Eric.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I
Anytime.
just saw that and I had to share.
You just
Oh,
had.
I can understand. I saw it.
Anyways, back to what we're talking about.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Well, we were talking about something.
I feel like I ruined this whole podcast.
Nah.
That's
Ah.
okay, because you kind of did.
Oh.
I don't know. If
Okay,
ruin-
fuck you.
I don't know if ruin's the right word.
No, he made it zany, remember? I told you it was going to be a party once he showed up.
He did say that. That did happen.
Actually, I'm trying to be tame just because, like, staying on topic and all that. Boring shit.
We're doing a really good job with
Staying on topic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're having a hard time.
Yeah,
with
I'm
it.
surprised.
We are having quite the time with it.
Fucking.
You should just, like, edit out these whole sequences where we're just not talking. This is awful.
Yeah, edit this out, too.
The
Is this
whole
our
thing?
first day on the job?
Apparently.
Damn it. It's because you scheduled it, Chris.
I
It wasn't off the cuff. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
That's for that's for you, Justin. I found that and I was like, you know what? That's just for you.
I'm still opening it, but I'm already hard.
It's loading.
Oh, it's
but-
Shaira Hall. Oh, baby. So for those who don't know, Shaira Hall is Hawk Girl. She is awesome. Eric, don't remind me. Ooh.
Cock
She
girl?
is. I don't know why she's your
Yes.
favorite, but totally.
She's not my favorite, but she is awesome.
All right.
Another picture?
Let's talk about ourselves.
That is the creepiest Wonder Woman I've ever seen.
Isn't it though?
This is not fun for the viewers, Chris.
I know, but I'm sorry. You guys kept just sending pics, and I'm like, where are they getting these pics from?
I sent
actually
one
didn't send any.
thing.
Eric, you gotta open that picture. It's a picture of Wonder Woman just in the creep.
I seen it. I'm looking at it right now.
He's seen it like the board game.
I seen it.
Oh
Shit! I didn't want to do that. Fucking. All right, let's talk about something. Chris, come up with a question.
Video game music. What do you
Said
like
Chris?
about video game music?
I guess it's atmosphere. I mean, like I know we talked about this that you think music, the music in a video game gets overlooked a lot compared to everything else, especially graphics.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But like music is important, but again, it's not on the top of my list of importance. It's probably like 3rd or 4th.
You've got a shitty list.
You got a
What is on the top of your list?
the top of
Name
my
your
list?
list right now.
Chris,
Top 5.
What do you think makes a good video game?
Really, it's just gotta be fun. That's plain and simple.
But the fun has like a wide meaning. Ball in a cup is fun to people other
Not
people
me.
less fortunate. Yeah.
To the less fortunate.
In other words, Mexicans.
Oh,
Ooh,
No.
more racism.
I gotta cut that out. I mean,
I got a problem.
gotta fucking step back and rethink my life.
guys, I think I
just,
got a
I just
problem.
gotta get a job.
I don't know. Like some of my favorite games have nothing in common with each other. It's just they have to be.
Immediately engaging. Otherwise, fuck that.
Well, not like yes and no.
Don't
like-
lie to me, Chris.
Like TF2 is really fun, but that's immediate fun. But Skyrim builds up a little bit. You know, I mean, you have to sit there and watch that first cinematic, and
yeah.
I guess if it's not going to start off fast, it has to be interesting enough for me to want to get to the. It's the same as a book. If a book
Yeah.
isn't going to start off fast, then it has to at least give me a mystery or something that I want to know. Okay, why is this happening? Or something.
Okay. I gotcha. I can dig it.
Fallout is really slow. Fallout is super slow compared to some of these other games, but it's really good because you never know what's going to be around the corner. You know, there's lots of you can go. It's the first game I ever played where you could go literally in any direction and affect the world. Because GTA was a sandbox game, but you couldn't affect the world really. You could only do the missions and kill random bystanders that don't even matter. But I remember when Eric was talking to me about this game for the first time, he's like, "You can kill people and they don't respawn." And I said, "Wait, you can kill people, important people to the game, and they won't respawn?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "What the fuck is that? That's weird."
That's the way to do things. My life is complete.
It was it's my favorite game for a reason.
Oh, Fallout 3?
Yep.
No, well, I'm always torn. I think New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Yeah, it's gonna be my favorite.
Ugh.
I think it's just. I don't like the claustrophobia of the third game. It was especially since you had to spend a lot of time downtown and you weren't really open. It was just you got to go down this street. Now you have to go down this street because a lot of it was blocked off.
Yeah, that's true.
But Vegas was completely open, except when you were unless you were in a vault or unless you were in like a cave or
In Vegas.
in Vegas. Like,
All right. Justin,
Yes.
same question.
What was the question again?
makes a good game.
Yeah.
What,
do you
makes a
think
good game? What makes a good game? What do I think makes a good game? Oh man, let's see. For me, games they tend to be better when I can become emotionally invested in them because it gives me like a reason to do the things I'm doing. Like I do like a good story. and music really captures me, pulls me in, and all that. But if I don't feel like I'm being immersed into the world, I'm not like if I don't care about the characters enough, if I don't care about the motives and all that, then it's just not going to be good enough for me. I like when a game really lets you get into it and really kind of all the characters are, for all extensive purposes, they're just people. These are all your friends that you're fucking fighting alongside, or things like that, etc. Like I like when you can really get behind the characters and feel like you're doing something significant for them as actual characters. Like I like when it really gets you like that. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yes.
So obviously, games where it's very sort of impersonal are like puzzle games. I like a good puzzle, and puzzle games can be fun, but I'm not going to value a puzzle game nearly as highly as like an RPG, because why do I care about the puzzle game? Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like I'm going to an arcade game real quick. Whatever. That's fine with me, but it's not going to be one of my favorite games. I'm not being sucked into it. I'm not being given a reason to really care about everything that's going on.
Right.
So
So
that's like the most for me.
Story is the most important thing. Essentially, what you're getting across.
Well, not necessarily story, but
The immersion.
like the characters, the motivations. Like I guess it's a combination of it all. It's got to make me care about it. Let's say that.
Okay. Eric, what do you think?
I think I already said my idea of a good game.
You can go ahead and say it again.
I think I already said mine, bitch.
I don't remember it. Shit. I was... Stop sending shit.
Okay.
God damn it.
That was the last one. I swear.
I'm gonna send you one, Chris.
At least look at mine first, because it's pretty fun.
Okay.
I did. I saw it.
I like progression in video games. If it like progresses through the story, I don't like to be like... I don't know.
You want there to be a story, and you want to see the progression into the story.
Yes.
Okay.
Like...
Okay. I'm sorry, gonna have to bitch button you. Continue.
Bitch
What?
button? What the fuck?
Yeah, what does that
Bitch
mean?
button.
You calling me
That
a
means
bitch?
that you prematurely ended the call without answering it.
No, I didn't.
I just said I was getting a call from someone. I'm gonna have to bitch button you. And that's what that means.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Now that we're at the 2.5 hour mark, I think that was actually a good way to end it with the whole, what do we think it makes a good game?
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to finally come around full circle.
Right. 'Cause we went to some dark places. But,
Chris,
yo,
this image I'm about to put is one of my favorite images.
oh shit. Is it
Okay.
going to be porn? You guys keep sending me porn.
Why are you gonna just assume it's porn?
Is it porn?
It's art.
Oh, okay. Alright. And the difference being, what?
It's art, Chris. Here. See if you can guess why.
I swear. Wow, that's a really long URL. And it's Rule 34. So yes, it is porn.
What are you talking about?
Why? See, the funny thing is, it's not so much why does she have a penis, it's more why does she have a ball sack. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Just
Well,
goes
that's-
along with it.
That's his flavor of cake.
So, exactly. Just tell me why I like this picture. Why do you think I like this picture?
I think
It's certainly not because the wings are fucked up and drawn wrong.
Oh, they are pretty,
They're not coming out of her back. They're just part of the background.
just part of the background, right? I think it's because it's two strong women that
Absolutely.
you find sexually attractive, having
Boom.
penises and sucking on penises. It's
It's not that. Look at the look in her eyes. Look at those eyes gazing up at you, like as if to say, "Look at me, bitch. Why don't you try it?"
do you
You know what I
notice?
mean?
That's-
Do Do you notice
She's
how
wielding her weapon.
I was gonna say she still has her weapon in hand, so that
Yeah, exactly. And then I like the tongue. And then the lasso.
I just
So
like
it's nice.
I like the it's not the wings being fucked up in the background.
So I'm fucking weird. God, get over it, Chris. Jesus.
That's not weird. It's just
Way to make me feel like a
I called
piece of
it though.
shit.
I called it though. I said, "Are you gonna send me porn?" And
That's not porn, that's art.
have you or will you ever jerk off to this picture?
Me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay, there you go. What else do I need to say?
But what is that? What's that have to... I could fucking look at like my refrigerator and jerk off to it. That doesn't mean my refrigerator's porn.
Could you really jack off to your refrigerator? Honestly,
Probably if I tried.
I was gonna
You'd be
say,
surprised what you can put your mind to.
yeah, but then you'd imagine things. You can't just look at a refrigerator and jerk off to it. There's nothing
You
attractive. There's nothing attractive about a refrigerator.
I bet there are magnets in there somewhere.
Oh my god.
What's up, Eric? Penny for your thoughts?
No.
Are you jerking off?
Just name this episode "Jerking Off to Refrigerators."
That is our topic for the day. Refrigerators. Do you like them? Do you love them? How often do you jerk off to them?
What is the sexiest model of refrigerator? Go.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's got to be GE.
I
Anyway,
don't even know.
as a closing note, video games fun. Refrigerators.
How do they work?
How do they
Sexy.
work? We were your hosts. I am Chris. With me was Justin.
That's me.
Would you like to say some closing words on this episode?
Just more advice, I guess.
Okay.
Eating ain't cheating. Not as eloquent as last time. Fuck you.
Also with us is Eric.
Yep.
Would you like to say some last words?
Not really.
That's probably wise.
It's probably the smart thing. And I swear, we are going to get better. We are definitely going to get better. I promise.
You know. Yes.
No, I don't think we will. Actually, you know what? I refuse to get better. I'm going to get worse for the viewers.
Because
Because fuck them.
they can go suck a dick. Eat a dick.
Hell
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Yes.
Eat a dick. Okay.
Yes. Unless
There
they
you
like
go.
us, and then in which case, nice. Thank you.
Well, okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye. Don't end the call.
Peace.